Well, hey there, saints and survivalists. You're tuned in to Pantry, Powder, and Providence, the only radio show where you can learn how to pray over a pressure canner and fight the devil with pickled green beans. I'm your host, Crazy Prepper Pete, Vietnam vet, backwoods revivalist, part-time prophet, and full-time believer in being ready spiritually and seasonally. And tonight, we're talking about peaches, more specifically, how to can peaches without poisoning your family. Because nothing says Southern summer salvation like a jar full of sun gold slices floating in syrup. But done wrong, you'll either end up with slime, shrapnel, or a side of botulism that'll have folks burying you by Sunday. So grab a notepad or carve this into the side of your barn. Note well, folks, that the fruit of righteousness is carefully peeled. All right, let's start with the fruit. You'll need 18 to 20 ripe peaches. That's about 8-9 pounds for 7 quarts. Choose freestone, not clinkstone. Clinkstone peaches are like some church folks, sweet but hard to separate from their sin. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's oh so true, and you know it is. Bless their sweet little hearts. Now blanch them. Bring a big old pot of water to a boil. Drop in your peaches for 30 to 60 seconds, then transfer to an ice bath. The skins will slip off like a deacon dodging tithe. Yeah, oh yeah, it happens. You know it does. Now pit and slice them thick enough to hold up, but thin enough to spoon. Don't dice them. Remember, you're not making prison jam. Now remember, you're making syrup of mercy, not slime of regret. So make your syrup just like this. For light syrup, use 5 3/4 cups of water plus 1.5 cups of sugar. That'll cover around 7 quarts. You can use honey if you got bees or a good barter system. Bring it to a boil, then keep warm. Pack your hot, sterilized jars with peach slices cut side down, snug but not squished. You ain't stuffing a turkey. Pour the hot syrup over the peaches, leave 1/2 inch headspace. Botulism loves overfilling. So does judgmental Aunt May, so you be careful now. Next, process with fire, finish with faith. Now wipe your jar rims with a vinegar-soaked cloth, lids on. Rings finger tight, not gorilla tight. The jar is supposed to breathe, not wrestle. Then choose your weapon. Boiling water bath. Now this is for high-acid peaches only. Process quarts for 25 minutes and pints for 20. Water must cover jars by 1 to 2 inches. Start timer when the water's at a rolling boil. Pressure canner, if you're paranoid, which you should be. 6 pounds pressure for 10 minutes for weighted gauge. Adjust for elevation. It's overkill, I know, but then so's prepping for nuclear squirrels. Once done, let jars rest on a towel overnight. Don't shake them, don't tilt them, and don't go bragging until you hear that sweet little ping. That's the seal of glory. Here's some bonus tips, which I call How Not to Kill the Congregation. Serious now. If the lid don't seal, refrigerate it or reprocess. If a jar hisses, leaks, or stinks, ditch it. If there's mold, rebuke it and toss it. Botulism's odorless, colorless, and deadly, just like sin in a polite church. Oh, come on. You know it's true. In closing, here's some scripture for the shelf. Proverbs 31 verse 25 says, "Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come." That's the Proverbs woman, and let me tell you, she probably had a root cellar that'd make FEMA cry. Store your jars in a cool, dark place, not your car trunk, not the window ledge, and not beside the gun oil. So there you go, saints. Peaches without poison, syrup without sin, food that'll last longer than your cousin's second marriage. Next week, maybe we'll look at how to make shelf-stable sausage without inviting demons. Until then, remember, stock your pantry, powder your peacekeeper, and hold fast to Providence, because when the lights go out, truth better still shine. I'm Crazy Prepper Pete, and you've been listening to Pantry, Powder, and Providence on 660 AM WLMP, the lamp on the ridge. I'm loving those peaches. Speak to you next week. You all be good now.